Okay, what I wanted to do was put together a really quick video that just showed you my version of a teleprompter. I had a request at work. Somebody wanted me to shoot a video of an executive who was notorious for not being able to remember his lines. He couldn't speak from the cuff. So I figured the best bet was to make sure he had a script, and then we'd put together a teleprompter. So I went on YouTube, looked at a few videos that other people have made teleprompters in the past. This is nothing new. And I took in bits and pieces from the ones that I liked, made my own. Started with a half-inch sheet of plywood, just scrap wood that I had laying around. Made a base. Then I cut a couple of pieces, which you see here, at 45s. That allows me to mount what is essentially a picture frame, no longer using. It's an oak frame, so it was heavy duty. Had glass already in it. So I bolted or screwed the picture frame to the 45 brackets. Used some old angle brackets to attach them to the plywood base. And then on the back side, what I've got is just a really cheap frame put together there as well, attached with some hinges, some lengths of chain. And the purpose of that is so I can put a drape over the entire unit, which will encompass the camera and of course the laptop or the external monitor, LCD monitor that will be projecting onto the glass to cut down on any glare. I'll be honest, we took this outside and did an outside test in direct sunlight. Didn't work really that well out there, just too much ambient light, so the text was really hard to read. Took it inside into a lobby environment, and it was very easy to read the text from easily 20, 25 feet away. So for interior purposes, I think this is going to work just fine. What I do want to point out is the tripod that I've got this mounted on is a pretty substantial tripod. This is a Manfrotto heavy duty, I don't know what model type, but the receiving bolt on the bowl head is 3/8 inch. So it's not your standard consumer tripod mount. And what I did on my plywood base, I installed a T-nut. It's kind of hard to see in this shot, but there's a T-nut in there, 3/8 inch, which allows me to mount this very secure, very steady. All I did was took my smartphone, loaded up a little bubble app device, laid it on the board, then I can use the bowl to level the board and get the whole unit leveled out. Works really easy. So that's what I've got. It doesn't really collapse very well, but I didn't want to spend any money when I had to assemble this, so everything I used is what I had laying around. If I was to do this and actually put money into it, I would have this so it collapses, folds down, and stores neatly in minimal space. But for now, this works. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is with a laptop in place and the drape placed over the whole unit. Okay, so what we've got now, same unit, just as you saw it, with the drape thrown over it. So that, again, is for glare reduction, keeps the glare off the glass, keeps the glare out of the camera. And also when you're looking into the teleprompter from the front side, looking in, it gives you a dark background against the white scrolling lettering, so it's easier to read. All right, one improvement that needs to be made on this device, and you'll notice here, without having my laptop in place to act as the scrolling text generator, is there is a lot of reflection on the glass already from the board itself. It's just got, again, this is why it didn't work on the outside. When we took it outside to test it, it was just too much light, caused too much glare. So what we did to fix it is we added a second black drape just to cover the wood grain. Adding that second drape reduces the glare tremendously, but it still doesn't solve our problems when using this outside. Direct sunlight is still just too much for this setup. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is the laptop installed and the scrolling text. All right, so what we have now is a simple shockwave app loaded onto a laptop. It's called Prompt. Somebody created it. It's a great tool, nothing fancy. You just create a text file with whatever the script is for the teleprompter, load it up, set your font size, and then when you run it, it actually mirrors the text, inverts it, so as it bounces off the glass, it's read correctly. And then obviously the camera would be on the other side of the drapery, inside the drape, the back side of the glass, pointing at the presenter. This camera that we're looking at is in the position of the presenter. And you can see that the text is really pretty easy to read, and with a simple page up, press page up button, and it causes the text to start scrolling. Now, I don't know how well you can read the text in this video, but from where I'm standing, it's really easy to read. I can stand at a pretty good distance and easily read what it's scrolling. So improvements at this point would be to color the entire prompter flat black. Get rid of as much glare as possible. There's a lot of distraction in the frame, in the woodworking, but you get a good idea of how this thing works. Well, I think you folks get the idea. There's nothing different, nothing fancy than what's out there. This is just my take on a teleprompter. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it'll serve its purpose. We'll get some use out of it. It'll just have to be indoors. So maybe if I can find a brighter laptop screen or an LED monitor that puts out a higher contrast, maybe we could use that outdoors, but what I have to work with won't work. So thanks for watching. Hope this helped you in some way, inspired you to make your own. But best of luck with it, and we will talk to you later.